I'm not a healthy woman. I have epilepsy and problems with my heart. I battled depression for years. My marriage failed. Doctors told me I'd need to live in a sheltered environment for the rest of my life. There really wasn't any hope. Not a lot to live for. And one day, not even a place to live. The door was open at Roth Home, a shelter for women and families. Roth Home is not only a place to live when there's nowhere else to go, but a place where they help you get your life back together, which, if you had my life, you doubt was even possible.
Annie, these are our house rules, okay? And with that...
At Roth Home, I met a counselor named Janice. A lot of people tried to work with me over the years, but somehow Janice was different. She listened to me like no one had before. I know it's her job, but she really cared about me.
Nice to meet you. All right.
For the first time in my life, I started to take 2 steps forward with only 1 step back. In the Life Skills program, I learned how to live on my own again, how to manage all the little things in my life, how to cope. This was a big deal for me. One day, I left Roth Home, but Roth Home never left me. Roth Home continued to be there for me. They were there when I found out I had cancer, and when I was sick from chemo. And someone was there to answer the phone when I woke in the middle of the night with horrible nightmares.
And I'm sorry to bother you, but I needed somebody to talk to.
It's been 6 years. I graduated from high school and I'm going to college. Mission Services had faith in me when everyone else gave up. They gave me dignity. I found happiness. Life.
I'm a caseworker with the Men's Mission. If there was ever anyone who was difficult to deal with, it was Joe. He was the kind of person who you kept helping up, only to have him keep falling down. He was an alcoholic and was taking medication for depression. He had places to stay, but because of his drinking, his roommates wouldn't tolerate him. I first met Joe when he came to the mission needing a place to stay. He came several times that first year, and I was able to talk to him and begin to understand his individual situation and his needs.
Because it's a story about...
A while later, Joe entered an alcohol treatment program, attended AA meetings, did some volunteer work, and improved little by little. Then he relapsed and undid some of the work he'd done. He seesawed like this for a long while. It was very frustrating to see. But we kept working with him, and little by little, the skills he was learning started to pay off.
Where he's going to go, so I just want to say thanks for what you guys are doing.
Then Joe came and asked to stay at the mission on a longer-term basis. The structured daily routine really worked for him.
You're welcome.
spent hours on the internet and eventually found a job teaching English in Korea. I haven't heard from him in a while, but he will have been sober for 2 years today.
I was someone you'd never want to meet. Someone you'd never want to be. Someone I didn't even want to be. For 7 years, I ripped through people's lives and ripped apart their lives like a bad tornado. I was a full-blown alcoholic and drug addict, destructive, uncontrollable. The last house on the block is Quinton Warner House.
Susan.
You have to check yourself in, clean, sober, and wanting help. You stay in residence for 4 months, and it's not an easy ride. You have house duties, chores, responsibilities, deadlines.
Well, to be honest, I'm a little nervous.
You do something I'd never done before. Talk about yourself, about your feelings. You end up learning how to care about yourself, how to respect yourself, be honest and true to yourself. Once you can do that, you can do it to others.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Good.
I never thought anyone could help with the struggles I had in my life. I'm 37 now, and at last, I have peace. I'm gradually working my way back into society. I have a full-time job, and I'm reuniting with my wife and children after 6 years. Quinton Warner House and the people there saved my life. It was a miracle.
There are people in London in real need of basic necessities, food, clothing, and shelter. Every year, we help hundreds of homeless men at the Men's Mission, a staggering number who have never been in shelter before. We house dozens of families and counsel hundreds of clients at Rothholm Women's and Family Shelter. Through our drug and alcohol rehab program at Quinton Warner House, we affect the lives of each man who comes for the 4-month residence program. Our Twice Nice Thrift Mart offers low or no-cost clothing and household items to the needy. And the After Hours Food Bank offers food when no other sources are available. With our community mental health programs, we serve a growing number of people with mental illness. For many of them, we are a last resort. But over and above the bare necessities of life, Mission Services offers the most important gift one human can give to another: compassion. It's with an open door that we signal our acceptance of people and our willingness to embrace those who simply have nowhere else to turn. The demand for our services is rising. Help us meet the need at the point of need by giving to Mission Services of London today.